while loops now. You already learned about for loops, and we were able to execute the print statement multiple times using a for loop. For loops are used much more often than while loops, but while loops also have their area of application sometimes. And in this lecture I'll write a very small program that will demonstrate the syntax of a while loop. So let's start. A while loop starts with the while keyword. Let's say we want to write a program that will compare a password against the value that the user enters. And while the password entered by the user is not the same with the password that we know, the loop will keep occurring over and over again until the user enters the correct password. So while the password is different from, let's say the real password is Python123, and we need a colon there, and notice here that these two symbols mean is not. And here we are comparing a variable to a value. But we don't have a variable yet declared, so first we need to declare the variable here. Password equals to an empty string. So that's the initial value before the user enters their own value. And here we want to get the user value. And here we want to store the value entered by the user in our password variable. So input, enter password. Now once we get the value in our password variable, we want to compare that variable. And we compare it against the real password, so Python123. So if the value entered by the user is equal to Python123, we want to print out the string you are logged in. Else, so if value is to false, we would have another action here. And that would be sorry, try again. That's it. Let's test this now before I go over the code again and explain things better to you. So save and then go to your command line. That's the script number 6. So let's try a wrong password here. Let's say just Python. Sorry, try again. We try again, Python1, no, Python123, and you are logged in. So we are just printing out some lines here, some text, but in a real life situation where we would be expecting real user logins, we would have to write some longer code here that basically would show the user the internal pages of your website, of your web application. So you would unlock your user content of your website. So again, what we have here, while password is not equal to 1 to 3, this block of code will be executed over and over again. Once the value gets equal to Python123, the loop stops running, and so does the script. So I believe this is a very nice explanation and example for you to understand the while loop. Again, you'll be using the for loop much more than the while loop, but this is good to know, and it was also good practice for you, I believe. See you in the next lecture.